I was with someone I was seeing at the time. At the time, I wouldn't really call them my girlfriend or anything. We were just kind of seeing each other. We were on and off. But that's another story. Anyway, we were on our way to an Eagle Scout, like graduation, inauguration, ceremony type of thing. We'll call it a ceremony. For our friend, or more so her friend, his name is Steven for this story. Now, Steven's a cool guy, according to the person I was seeing at the time. So I was like, you know what? I barely know this guy, but, I'll take your word for it. I just want to see if I'm, better looking than him. I have a better personality than this guy, so that he has no chance of stealing you away from me, because insecurities. So I went, and I saw him, and when the ceremony started, there was one thing that was abundantly clear. 80% of the crowd was teenagers. They were my age, ranging from, I guess, 14 to 17. All the adults were in the back, so they let us teenagers just rule the world. Well, rule the auditorium. Throughout the entire ceremony, these teenagers just couldn't shut up. They weren't necessarily being rude. Well, they were being terribly rude. But they weren't being rude out of context. They were being a peanut gallery. It's the best way I can explain it. The entire auditorium of teenagers was being a peanut gallery, making a comment, a joke about everything that was going on stage for the ceremony. And back then it was very disrespectful. So I chimed in on the whole peanut gallery. And, I gave it a shot, gave it all that I got, and I thought no one was going to laugh at me because nobody knew me. But, lo and behold, I was a comedian. I really, at least my bias is saying that I really hit it out of the park with my jokes. I can't tell you, or I can't remember the stuff I said, but I do remember people laughing. There came a spokesperson, an old lady, a very nice old lady, very wise, very kind, who went on to the lectern and started giving her speech. Her speech was dedicated to all the successful Eagle Scouts and just Boy Scouts in general that had gone through the San Francisco, Boy Scouts program, whatever. There was one person who became a successful politician. There was another one who was, I think from what I remember, he was a big in community service and did a really big deed for the city or something. There's another one who was in jail and got rehabbed and was a better person now. That third one's probably made up. So throughout this entire time, this spokesperson wasn't batting an eye to the peanut gallery that was before her, in front of her. The teenagers continued to make fun of these people. The teenagers continued to make dumb comments. The teenagers continued to be rude. And amongst them, I was being rude as well. It's just that the thing is, I don't understand why this spokesperson was not saying anything about it. She was really, she had very thick skin, I suppose. She had very thick skin. Oh, hello, doggo. Up comes the fourth person that the spokesperson talks about. Now this certain individual, we'll call him Michael. Michael was he was young. He was handsome. There were some black and white photos on the projection showing up. And while all this was going on, it was clear to everybody that it was now the time to shut up for some reason. I don't understand why. But everybody stopped being a peanut gallery. Everybody stopped being comedian. But, since I didn't really understand who these people were, out of all of them, I just, continued to make jokes. But there was a dead giveaway in this entire thing. I should have given it some more thought when the spokesperson said, "We will always remember Michael." Now, maybe some of you might be already guessing what had happened to Michael. But in my ignorance in this clout chase, I didn't. And I gave out a hefty fake laugh and said, "Classic Michael. What a guy." Into which, finally, this thick-skinned spokesperson stopped, halted in her speech, and hesitated to move on because of what had just been said. Meanwhile, the crowd, smiles turned upside down and heads turned towards me. I said something wrong. I said something very, very wrong. And I didn't know what it was. Until, of course, afterwards, I found out he had died. Or that's at least what I deducted. Michael was dead. He was a dead Eagle Scout. And I disrespected him. Luckily, I never saw these teenagers ever again. I never saw that spokesperson ever again. Suffice to say, you gotta know the context you're in. So please, guys, if you want to be a jokester, please study the context. Please. Otherwise, you're gonna end up in some hot water. You might end up making fun of someone who's dead that people care about. Like and subscribe if you want to see more of this. Let me know what you think. Let me know how much of an idiot I was when I was 16. And I'll see you next time.